It is probably the coldest day of the year. I'm gonna continue to work on my backyard modern greenhouse. It's a lean-to style. I'm going to be adding corrugated polycarbonate panels to the roof and the sides. Today we're going to work on the doors and the windows. I've also been really wanting to stain it black, but we are in zone 7B of the southeastern United States. The temperatures have been dropping to freezing and below freezing at night. I probably went through Reddit and Google and tried to find every which way that I could get around temperature requirements of my solid black stain for something that large. And with all of the work that I've put into the greenhouse, I've just had to tell myself to be patient. And I've decided that it's not worth the risk of having the stain not take or peel up later. I'm just not willing to have that be something that has to be redone. I think that I'm just gonna go ahead and put the panels on it as is. And if I really still want to, which I probably will still want to stain it black, I can take the panels off in the future. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to do that at all. It's really important to me that I be wise about the decisions that I make and not do something impulsively that I'm going to end up needing to redo later on. Let's go build some doors and windows. You're very much going to see me kind of make this up as I go. I have 1x4s. I have some really thin panels of plywood that I was hoping to attach. I've watched a million videos. I'm just trying to build a very simple door, very simple window frames today. A couple things I need to take into consideration for the doors. Now I do have a lot of plywood left over from when I built my closet that I do still need to finish, and maybe I'll finish those on this channel. I have those which are thicker, and I have this which is much thinner. Now, I don't think that this is gonna last very long. So that's a consideration over using this, knowing that I'm probably going to need to replace it. I don't know if I feel like doing that. Let's just kind of put things together and see where we land. I have a lot of tools. Something that I started doing when we moved into our house back in 2021 was I went a little bit nuts buying tools. Because I watched a ton of DIY content on YouTube and I was like,
oh, I could do that too.
Okay, I have a pocket hole jig. Let me get my drill. I might need this. Might need some clamps. Pocket hole screws. I'll need my bit. I have hinges too. Look at this. This. One important item that I forgot to account for or include when I was ordering my items are door jambs. I'm just gonna check out what I already have to see if I can make any of it work. At least temporarily. These are 1x4s, but they're not pressure treated. So put those aside. These will work for the windows. I was saving these because I need to redo the laundry closet doors. These are gonna be perfect for the jamb. There is one side of it that is not black. I will eventually paint that, but this is gonna have to work for now because I do wanna reuse what I have. I had these left over from when I did the trim around the top of the garage. Lala Kilo, come on. Let's go. Where's the juice? Where's compost heap? Where's baby dumping ground? I love this so much. I'm also thinking since the ground is already pretty low, I'm just gonna leave, I guess it's the threshold. I'm just gonna leave this piece. Sometimes people saw that piece off, but it's already pretty low and I'm not worried about it being a tripping hazard. So I'm gonna leave this just like that. I want the door to open out. I feel like, and this is just my instincts, this is my intuition, I don't know if it's the truth. Most of the wind would come from this direction. We've got a ton of trees back there, which I feel block the wind, which would come from this way, but a lot of it comes from this way, like over the house. So I want the door to open out this way and to the left. So it's gonna hinge out here, open out to the left. I don't want it to open in because I don't want to obstruct any of the interior space. And I also don't want to create a situation where it could like blow in. I just want to eliminate any room for things going wrong that maybe I hadn't thought about. I just want to have the door sit on the very edge and open out, and I'll have the door jamb right there as well. Okay, this is the lumber that I'm working with. This is all pressure treated lumber. I did buy a lot of it with the doors in mind. I bought a lot of it with shelving in mind. You should have 80 inches. Yeah, that's like 80 exactly. First, we need to decide how thick our door is going to be because that's going to determine where we put everything else. Okay, let's see how wide the door needs to be. It's a little less than 29 and a half. So if 29 and a half, the door opening is 30 and I want a tiny little gap on each side of it. I'm thinking of just stacking a bunch of these pieces. I think these are 1 by 6. Let's see how thick this is. I still need room for the jam, so I still don't even know if this is the best way to do it. If this is over 1.5, this isn't gonna work. Yeah, that's gonna be the same. If that's the same, it's gonna be too thick. I'm gonna have to make a very thin door. You're silly. I'll do 4 panels. Okay, let's do it like this. I think I know what to do now. I don't need the heaviest, dutiest door of all time. I just need something that's gonna open and close properly. 79 and a half, and I could put some stripping on the bottom of the door for weather stripping. I should also note that I'm 5'2". Very much did not want to build the greenhouse at a scale that was too short for somebody taller or too big for somebody my height. I'm gonna do 4 panels for a modern look. I'll have to put the polycarbonate on the outside of it. I don't really love the look of corrugated polycarbonate panels, but I was more interested in saving as much money as I possibly could. Make the bottom panel and the top panel with the 1 by 6. Yes. Okay. That'll work. So it's a little smaller than standard door height. Standard door height in the United States, I think it's like 80 inches high by 30 inches wide or 32 inches wide. So I'm making my door just a little smaller than standard door height. I didn't actually think of that when I made the frame, so it's not a big deal to me. If I was going to be installing a pre-made door, I would then need to cut it down. So I'm glad I'm not installing a pre-made door. I would have considered that when I was making the framing, not to make the opening exactly 30 by 80, but to make it a little bit wider. Make sure you account for spacing that you'll need, the weather stripping. It can't be a perfect fit. You need to leave a little bit of space all the way around. All right, so you see me when I'm cutting, I have definitely screwed myself by undercutting things, which is a sucky thing to do. So I'm always making sure to cut on the line that I need to cut on and to cut a little bit over it to account for the kerf. I've mentioned that before in one of my other videos, but the kerf is important because if you cut on the line, you're always going to have a short line. That is 29 and a half. Okay. I already did this wrong. I did that wrong already. I was supposed to go from the inside and not the outside. Just make sure. I know. They always know when I messed up. You know I messed up? Okay then, well, comment down below if you were able to spot that mistake from a mile away. At least we didn't cut too short. When you cut too short, that can be devastating. My goal was to get all of these openings the same size. So I did a quick calculation. The width of each of these boards is 3 3/4. So that comes down to 3.75. I took 3.75 times 3, and that gave me 11 1/4 or 11.25. That's what I need to subtract 11.25 from the span here. The span here is 64.5. Took 64.5, subtracted 11.25, and that number came out to like 53.25 or something. Then I divided that by 3. That gives me 17.75. Just kidding. 13.25 should be the opening size of all of these. I went back and I divided it by 4 because I have 4 openings. Once I started to put down 17.75, 13.75, I realized that was going to be way too big. That wasn't going to carry me all the way down. So 13.3 is what each of these need to be. So let me fix that. Learning as I'm going along. There's no shame in making mistakes. Number 2, 3. Oh no, it's all blowing out. I may have been pressing too hard to try to get the drill in, or it wasn't a good piece, but these holes blew out completely. So I think I need to recut this one. Oh, okay. That works. Damn it. Just a couple I need to cut out again. No. Cookie breaths. These even in? No, they're not. Oh, they all came out the other side. Oh, blew a huge chunk. Huge chunk out. Okay, you guys are gonna have to go away, please. They really don't like when I get upset. All right, I have made some massive mistakes and I almost didn't even want to show this. It's not flush and this one never pulled in properly. I need to clamp it. Also, this one up here came through. What ultimately stopped me was all of this down here. I think I'm gonna turn this piece around. Probably just have to go back and fill in the holes. I have learned my lesson. Do not try to do work on an uneven surface. I don't know what I was thinking. Putting this that needed to be so flat down on a rug that had debris on it and everything. And now this is what happens. You get that. You learn as you go, right? Now it's not completely even, but it's gonna give me a much better surface than the rug did. Flip it around. It's nice and tight. I used to go from like getting really upset at myself for mistakes to realizing I'm not a professional. I've never advertised myself to be a professional. I only ever said I was trying, that I am trying. To expect there to be no mistakes along the way is actually kind of absurd. If I'm not okay with that, then I shouldn't be doing projects. But that used to not be my attitude about it. I did used to get really upset with myself and I would be like, you know, what's wrong with me? What's my problem? I just can't seem to get things right. I can't seem to do it right. I took a hiatus for a while off of doing projects because I said I was not going to do any projects anymore. It just mentally destroyed me. I can't learn anything new if I'm just spending all my time getting frustrated about what I'm unable to do or like what I'm not doing effectively. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna act like that never even happened. Because, what the fuck, man? Oh. Yeah, oh man, did you sense? She sensed it. Really, I'm not that mad. I can't be mad at myself for this stuff. That was a dumb mistake. That wasn't broken before. That was actually perfect and great, but now it's broken. The screw is stuck. That really pisses me off. Screws getting stuck makes me more upset than most other things. Because I can understand making big dumb mistakes. Because I can see why and how a screw getting stuck is just one of those things that sends me. I did it and okay, check this out. All of that went through. Only on the bottom. That pisses me off. I think I'm just gonna get like a kick plate or something because I've had enough of that project. For now, 4 hours to do that and then redo it. Yay. It's that bottom I have the sides a little longer. There's no way around it. I'm gonna have to take off some of it. Yesterday was just a disaster, but the door is hung up. That's good. You're waiting to get in? Okay, it does now close. The seal is really nice now, and I have some magnets that I'm going to place along the jamb. On the other side, it is not strong enough. That idea doesn't work. My magnets didn't work, so I need to figure out a way that I can have a door catch. I don't ever, and knowing me, how things happen, I don't want to end up trapped inside because this is all going to be surrounded by polycarbonate panels. I won't be able to just reach my hand in and let myself out. For now, we can start doing some stuff with the windows. I am not good at making pocket holes at all. I hate it. And I think I'm going to avoid doing it whenever possible. I don't know if you have any tips for making pocket holes where I'm not blowing it out the other side or driving the screw in at a bad angle, please comment down below because I would love to know. In the time I've been trying to figure out the pocket holes right now, I could have done all the windows. So I'm not doing it. Not perfect at all. Put just 2 little hinges right up here. Oh, wow. What are you doing? What does he want no part of the process? Fleeches. I brought out my brad nailer and my air compressor. Pocket holes are not working. Drilling a pilot hole is not working. So I'm going to angle these and use very small brad nails. Definitely works better than the pocket holes. Not great, but these windows are really bad. They're awful. Just in case you were actually wondering, I'm not making it up, that I am an amateur when it comes to this stuff. I'm impressed by the fact that I built this, but let me just show you what the heck with these windows. It does open, all right, it does exactly what I need it to, but check out my angles, just horrific. Probably one of the worst things I have ever built. But the window does what I am going to need it to do. I could notch that so I could sit on the inside. How's it going? It's better, I guess. It's dumb, but it's not terrible. I might have the screws that'll go perfect in there. Yep. Okay, that's actually better than what I had before. Okay, this is much better. There's a bit of a gap right here, but this is actually much better, much sturdier than what I was building before. I'm gonna go for it. I'm going to paint the greenhouse black. It's in the 60s today and it's supposed to drop to about 40. I'm not going to have freezing temperatures tomorrow, so I'm just gonna go for it. You'll see that in the video for next week. I'm gonna end that here. I'm gonna keep working on the windows. Come back and join me next week. Check out what color I end up painting the door. Actually really excited about that one. I just pulled the paint out. Thank you so much for watching. For watching me mess everything up. Okay, see you next week.